consider myself as stepping into a movement that existed long before I got here. And I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have done what I did in 2015 if I didn't believe, if I didn't believe in the power of the people to work together and transform the world. So the things that I'm seeing now, I mean, that's what I fight for. I think that's what everyone who, participates and takes action in social justice movement, that is what we're fighting for. And that's what we believe. I think it reflects around the world an impatience with the pace of incremental progress. I think people want transformational change. I think people are tired of centuries of colonialism and white supremacist ideology. As I mentioned before, I think the taking down of monuments and symbology specifically is also about challenging this idea that white property and state property is more valuable than our lives. I mean, that was really the ideology that informed colonialism, that it's okay to exploit people and lands for profit, because profit and property is worth more than lives and natural resources. And so this groundswell that we're seeing now around the world is really about rejecting that and about calling for a greater sense of humanity, a greater sense of human citizenship, a call for dignity, and for a better future, and a rejection of that kind of ideology of the past. I think there also needs to be an acknowledgement of how mainstream white supremacist ideology is. So if we're going to really have this process of removing symbols, of renaming things, I want us to also be careful that we don't just engage in this surface level way of going about it, right? Where we just simply change the names, but we don't address the ideology. Military bases, for instance, of course, are a major part of United States imperialism. United States imperialism is very much informed by white supremacist ideology. So when Trump is, making this claim that he will never change the Confederate the names of the bases that are named after Confederates, and people are saying, oh, that's so outrageous. I think, yes, of course it is outrageous, but we also need to examine why was it named after a Confederate to begin with? I mean, that clearly indicates how mainstream the ideology of the Confederacy continued to be and continues to be in the United States of America, that we're still having this debate in 2020. And then secondly, like I said, we need to make sure that we are also examining what exactly is white supremacist ideology, because the Confederacy was half of the United States. And I think there tends to be this narrative around the South being uniquely racist. It is only the South that benefited and profited from slavery. It is only the South that continues to uphold white supremacist ideology. This most recent spate of police killings and a lot of the uprisings, these are happening all over the nation. Many of these uprisings are happening in cities where the leadership is Black now. And we even have like Black police chiefs and Black mayors. So we have to dig deeper in really understanding what it means to uproot and root out white supremacist ideology as we go through this process of renaming things and changing symbols.